Hello viewers, in our today's video we're going to be looking at other calculations involving indices. So quickly let's go into the first question. So we have 36 to the power of 1 over 2, and remember that power 1 over 2 means square root. So the square root of 36 is 6 times, we have a negative index here. Changing the negative index to positive will take the inverse of 64, and the inverse of 64 is 1 over 64 raised to the power of power 1 over 2 times 5 to the power of 0. Remember the unit law of indices, that any non-zero value raised to the power of 0 is 1. So 5 to the power of 0 is 1, equal to 6 times power 1 over 2 will take the square root of 64, and that is 1 over 64 times 1, which is 6 over 8. And reducing it to the simplest form, we have 3 over 4. Going over to the second question, we have 4 to the power of negative 1 over 2 times 16 to the power of 3 over 4 over 4 to the power of 1 over 2. I can reduce or break down these three terms so that they will have a common base, which is 2. So first, breaking this, I have 2 to the power of 2, enclosed in the brackets, negative 1 over 2 times 2 to the power of 4, which is 16, enclosed in the brackets, to the power of 3 over 4, all over 2 to the power of 2, and close the bracket, power 1 over 2, equal to 2 cancel out 2, we have 2 to the power of negative 1 times 4 cancel out 4, we have 2 to the power of 3, divided by 2 cancel out 2, we have 2 to the power of 1. Remember, in the multiplicative law and division law of indices, but since both of them have the same base, we'll copy out the base, which is 2, and then add the powers, minus 1 plus 3. We have a division over here, and in division we have to subtract the powers. We put minus 1, and when we do that, minus 1 plus 3 minus 1 give us 1. Minus 1 plus 3 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1, which is the same thing as 2. Going over to the third question, I can also break this down to have a base of 2. So that I have 2 to the power of 4, and close in bracket, then have power 5 over 4 times, is a negative index. We take the inverse of 2 to give us 1 over 2 to the power of 3 times 3 to the power of 0 is 1. 4 cancel out 4, we're left with 2 to the power of 5 times 2 to the power of 3 is, I'll give us 1. 1 to the power of 3 is 1. 2 to the power of 3 is 8 times 1. So 2 to the power of 5 is 32 times, we have 1 over 8, and 32 times 1 will give us 32 over 8. 32 divided by 8 is 4. Then to the final question, we have a negative index, so we'll take the inverse of 4 over 5, and that will be 25 over 4. Then have our square root at the top, times 2 to the power of 4 is 16, divided by, we take the inverse again to eliminate this negative power, so have 2 over 15 all to the power of 2. Remember that this power 1 over 2 is to be distributed both to 25 and 4. We have to distribute this power 1 over 2 to 25 and 4, and power 1 over 2 is square root. So the square root of 25 is 5 over the square root of 4 is 2 times 16, divided by, we also distribute the square to both 2 and 15. The square of 2 is 4, the square of 15 is 225. So from your board maths, you know that if we want to change this division to multiplication, we take the inverse of 4 over 225, and that is 225 over 4. So 2 divided by 2, 1, 16 divided by 2, we have 8. This can still cancel out. 4 divided by 4, 1, 8 divided by 4, we have 2. So finally we have 5 times 2 times 225. When we multiply through, our final answer is going to be 2250. So we have come to the end of this lesson. Thanks for watching, and please make sure you click the subscribe button.